We had some guests in this podcast that were a little bit more circling around the area about risk mitigation, the number of people working in the projects and how to cope with all these big investments. Do you see risk as a higher force or more driving factor around gigacastings and than other castings?
Especially when you also consider that gigacasting parts are just one cog in the wheel of the automotive production and not just a foundry somewhere.
Well, I think in many cases, I mean, first of all, when we talk about risk, there is a lot of new foundries then is being started that have no experience in the casting industry, which is of course a risk. And perhaps let's say that the starting stretch is perhaps longer than for those who is starting with these huge castings, so to say. But the risk in the terms of compared with what?
Risk of not supplying the car assembly line.
That is, of course, the risk. I would say that is that they don't have enough capacity, and since this is a process, and perhaps knowing the automotive industry in how they do, and I doubt that they can treat a die casting cell in the same way as they treat a sheet metal press, so to say. I think there has to be some kind of buffer stock in between, because there will be problems that you don't have when you talk about sheet metal forming. I mean, sheet metal forming has probably its own challenges and problems, but to me it's more of a cold process. Now we talk about the hot process and what all those things mean to it, so to say. I think this might be a risk that they are too close to the, how shall I say, the distance between the output from the die casting and the need from the assembly line is too narrow. So it doesn't allow for problems in the die casting operations.
But given the sum spent in this, it must be the best thing that has happened for people that wants to make a career inside the die casting industry. I mean, if there are that many newcomers, to put it that way, car makers that needs to invest in huge machines. I mean, everybody from maintenance people, computer science people, metallurgists, foundry guys, tool makers. It must be great for our industry.
Yeah, sure. It's fantastic. It's the best thing that happened since it's a revolution in the industry, I would say.